just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know
Change
change
gonna
gonna come.
come.
Oh, yes, you will.
You know, I was sitting and thinking about change and how we're so reluctant to change. You know, change almost instills this fear in us that keeps us stagnant. But not all change is avoidable, and not all change is bad. You know, think about just the process of life, period. You start out as a baby who's safe and warm within his mother's womb. He gets everything that he needs without even having to think about it. You know, so all he really is doing is existing at that point. You know, mom makes sure that he's fed and nourished and safe and warm, and he definitely feels love closer than you could ever get to another human. You feel that love within your mom's womb, and then all of a sudden this baby has to go through a change that the baby don't know that it's time for that change. The mom doesn't even know that it's time for that change. Although nowadays we schedule the change to happen, but that's another story. But here comes, it's time for birth. It's time to go to a different place to live life differently as we know it, and the baby's born. The baby come into this world screaming, whoa, something's different. Like life as I knew it is different. And guess what? That baby cannot go back. That baby don't even know what going back means. That baby just knows that there's something different from what I've known. Now it's a whole new world that that baby has to get accustomed to. And then the mom has to get accustomed, the family has to get accustomed to that change as well, but change happens nevertheless. And that baby is an infant where that baby has to use its capabilities in order to get what it needs. So, yeah, I have to cry. I've learned that when I cry, I get fed or I get changed or I'm uncomfortable in some way, and so I'm taken care of because I've cried. So that baby learns how to have its needs met by doing those things. He learns that because of my action, a reaction comes my way. Well, then that baby changes again and he becomes a toddler. Well, at that point, there's, two things that happens. At the toddler stage, the baby changes because the baby no longer desires to be carried by anyone. I want to walk on my own. I want to discover things on my own. I wanna. So the baby initiate those changes. He's ready for growth, ready for the next level of independence in his life. And the parent initiate other changes because guess what? You're a toddler now. You're going to learn how to feed yourself. You're going to learn how to potty train. You're going to learn how to talk. So we're going to teach you language skills. So then change happens again, and the progression occurs. Then you go, progress into middle school, and then up here comes a teenager. So of course a teenager isn't expected to use the same communication skills as a child. You can't cry about things before. You're expected to solve certain problems on your own. So that change occurs. And again, a teenager initiates some changes on their own. I would like independence. I would like there's things that I want to be able to do that I couldn't do when I'm in elementary school. I'm older now. I would like change. I would like a longer curfew. I would like more privileges as a teenager. That teenager initiate those changes. Well, again, the person that's in charge, the person that's taking care of them, initiate changes as well, because now as a teenager, it's my responsibility to get you ready for the real world. So I have to teach you certain skills that you can utilize when you're independent on your own, preparing you for adulthood. And that's everything from educational as well as things at home. So then you're an adult now. You are 18 years old. According to the eyes of the law, you're an adult. According to, most of the way that things are run, you're an adult. And I know that in other countries, you may be viewed as an adult earlier. But in the place that we live, it's usually 18. And there's a debate as to whether or not at the age of 18, you are ready to be an adult. Well, guess what? That baby wasn't ready to be born. That toddler wasn't ready to be potty trained. That infant, I mean, the young child wasn't ready to go to kindergarten. But there are certain things in life that you got to get ready for. And you have to decide what things you're ready for, and then some things are going to be decided for you. So once you hit the stage of adulthood, you can get ready or you can be gotten ready. And that means that you don't get to stay in the baby stages. I know I was talking to someone the other day, a youth, that said, well, I'm not ready to be an adult. Well, guess what? You're 18. You're an adult now. We don't get ready. We're here now. We don't get to go backwards. So what we need to do is prepare ourselves to go forward. So, yes, the change happens. Change just happens. Just like the song, change gonna come, whether we invite it or whether we don't. For you biblical scholars, it's just kind of like the story about Jonah in the belly of the whale. Like, he had, or whatever, the fish, whatever. He was given something to do. He didn't want to do it. He was like, I ain't finna do that. He ran away. Okay, run away. Go ahead. Next thing you know, the people around him was like, nah, bro, like, nah, because you running from what you supposed to be doing. You causing us trouble. You gotta go. Next thing you know, he out there in the belly of the fish, or however the story go, I don't know. But then he ended up coming back doing what he was supposed to do, because we can run from it all day long. We can try to hang on to our youth. We can try to have, ways that are, they were fun to us. I have people, I was talking to somebody earlier, like, yeah, we could say I want to be a kid again. And there's funny songs out there and they're so cute. Ooh, I wish I was, a kid again. But like, everybody didn't have a good childhood, so everybody don't want to go back there. But nevertheless, whether you want to go back or not is not something that can be done. You can't go back to a previous stage. We have to go forward. But the problem is, some of us go forward kicking and screaming, or some of us just flat out refuse to grow. I've even talked to somebody who said, I ain't gonna change for nobody. Well, okay. How things working out for you? And if you complacent with where you are, then, by all means, go right ahead. And even at 42, I don't know why I like saying that number. That's my age. But even at 42, like, I'm continuing to change. Like, I am not even the same person I was a year ago. And there are some things about me that I am kicking and screaming about, because I don't want to be like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to grow up. I want to continue to be who I want to be and do things how I want to do them. But like, even if things are working out well for you, it's still room for improvement. There's still growth that should occur. So, we don't have a right to say that we don't want to change. We don't have a right to say that I'm comfortable where I am, therefore I'm not going to progress any. Whether you need to progress for yourself or whether you need to progress for someone else, change still is going to occur. As long as you live, change is going to happen. Like, we can even physically get all of the external changes that we can dream of and imagine, right? You still got a 42-year-old body, baby. It's just been cut and tucked and, sucked and whatever, still 42-year-old body. So your body's still gonna behave as it is. It's funny though. We don't get internal makeovers. Like, we don't change our organs. So you gonna cut yourself and have a 20-year-old body, but then that liver, like, baby, who? But my point is, some changes we can initiate, and other changes are just going to happen. We can run from those things if we want, and sometimes, you just have to go with the flow. And I'm not saying that everything's gonna change all the time, but just like the weather. Well, this year is different though, because baby, springtime was like, who? I don't want to change. Like, who finna come? It's April and we still having winter weather. 2 days ago it was 42 degrees and then today it's 77. So change happened real fast sometime. And then change don't always happen when we want it. So change is really big because it's real intricate. But you can't be ready for change when it happens all the time. Sometimes you can try and prepare for change, but you just have to go with the flow of timing when it's time for things. We can't rush change to happen. We can't change nobody. We can barely have control over changing ourselves. Like, there's things that I wish that I could do differently consistently. I'm ready for that change to happen. I'm ready to be consistent in, certain things in my life because I get on my own nerves sometimes. Like, dang, girl, again? Like, again? Really? And then by the time I catch myself, you can't really undo it. But nevertheless, it's growth, because I'm at the point now where I'm actually catching it, though. That's a change for me because before I didn't catch it. And you find out later on you did something, you was like, oh, wow. Now I'm at the point where I'm catching it, or I'm catching it in the middle of something. I might close my mouth in the middle of saying something because I done caught myself. That's a big change for me. I'm proud of myself. That's progress. I'm getting there. So I can feel the change occurring. Although in the beginning I fought against that because I was like, I can say what I want. I could do what I want. Who finna check me? Who finna say what? What you gonna do? And then the results don't turn out in my favor, and I'm like, oh, well, that didn't turn out well. Well, you might want to change your approach, or you might even want to change your way of thought, the way that you do things. Maybe it's not that the things that you do are wrong, but the way that you do them, or the timing that you do them, or even the spirit that you do stuff by, like all of that. Every inch of who you are, mentally, physically, spiritually, every part of who you are is going to change. All of it's going to change. Like, we weren't born to stay the same. If I talk to you the way that I talked when I was a baby, you'd look at me like I was crazy, like something was wrong. And just like when we're children, you have to change in order to elevate yourself and speak and get what you want out of life. I can't go and ask somebody to give me a job and I'm babbling, and I can't go and ask someone to respect me when I'm still at the stages where I don't even understand the world around me. I'm still exploring as toddlers do, so change is a real, it's an intricate thing, but it's really necessary. It doesn't matter how hard you fight against it. It's something that's going to happen. It's something that must happen, and it's something that will happen. So we can embrace change as it comes, and I don't mean change as in everyday. You can't change all the time or for the wrong reasons, because that's unstable. But change when it's due time, and just like in the analogy of the baby being born, that baby don't know it's time to change, but when it was time, guess what he did? Adapt. That mama was expecting that baby to come, but didn't know exactly the moment that baby was gonna come until that baby was here. Guess what she did? Adapt. And just like the African proverb says, when the music changes, so do your dance. When the music changes, so do your dance. You don't stop dancing. The music change, okay, it's time for something else. Think how many times you was out on the dance floor and the music changed. You go with the flow. And the funny thing about change is that, I told you I'm 42. When I was 20 something, you couldn't tell nobody on the planet, including me, that I'd be the way I am today. And actually, to tell my children stories about how I was, they don't even halfway believe me, because I'm so different from how I used to be. And then that change is a good thing. I'm still me, but I'm different. Like, my choices are different. The things that I'm into are different. Just my lifestyle in general, it's different. So anyway, sum it all up. Change is going to happen. You can fight it. Yes, you can. You can fight change tooth and nail, but you're gonna lose. Because you're gonna realize that we just can't hold on to everything forever. Some changes occur slowly, some of them occur swiftly, but nevertheless, change is a part of our lives. The music is a rendition by Leela James, but it's several of them out there. Sam Cooke, I think, had one. Al Green had a version of it, and I like all their voices. So, but anyway, this is Leela James talking about change gonna come, and it is. It's gonna come for all of us. I'm 42, and in the eyes of somebody else, I'm still a baby. Change still gonna happen. It's coming. I didn't change my clothes since I got home from work. Look, dreams the man hustle. That's what that says, and it's true. You got to put in the work. You have to put in the work. We're not like that baby anymore where everything was handed to us, decided for us, and done for us. Like, we grown now. We big now. We got to put in the work. And then when we put in the work, change, positive change comes. So, it's multifaceted. This life isn't just as simple as existing and willing something to come your way. Like, you have to put in the work too, and that sometimes require you changing your ways. Yes, I changed my clothes and put on whatever I wanted to, because you see I have like 15 colors on here, baby, but it's all right. But anyway, that's my word for today. Change is gonna come. So you can either roll with it, or you can fight against it, or you can do like me and you could just embrace it, because it's gonna come, it's gonna happen, and there's nothing that you can do about it. So this is Martina. I only know one song, but I'll sing it for you. It's me.